Warning, the following content may contain spoilers for film and television programs. It is also intended for mature audiences. Viewer and listener discretion is advised.
Hey!
You told me to scream. No, I will not do. I will not scream.
Oh, fine. You fucking nonconformist.
Scream on cue.
All right, everybody. Welcome to the See It podcast, where we do a celebration of everything film and television related. I am one of your hosts, Andrew Ormsby, drinking, as always, my Johnny Walker Black Label.
Austin Fairbairn, some summer shandy.
And Zach is not here with us this week. He's doing a Brian Wilson lookalike contest. Hey, I did a baseball joke.
Look at that.
Nice.
Speaking of baseball, from the Backup Catchers podcast, we have...
Just singular.
Backup Catcher podcast, my apologies. Special guest and fellow cinephile, Brian Vaughan.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I am drinking Schlafly Summer Ale and then also some of Andrew's Johnny Walker Black Label.
See, I share. It's goodness that should be shared with the world. Austin, why don't you pop off with your See It or Skip It review of the week?
All right. Well, let's see. I'm way behind the times. I'm doing a movie that came out last year, The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. And I did not see it because I didn't want to see it. It kind of looked kind of shitty to me at first. I just wasn't into all the fictional scenes and everything. It just wasn't doing it for me. But I finally got it from the good old red box. Sat down with my wife and watched it, and it was surprisingly good. And I know me and Andrew talked about this before. It has a great soundtrack as well, but with lots of David Bowie, which is also awesome. I think today we sang Major Tom how many times?
What was it, 4 times?
At least.
Yeah.
At least. For those you don't know, it's this kind of like introverted guy. He works at the Life magazine?
Yes.
Life magazine. And basically he has these little fantasy sequences where he imagines himself being like brave and courageous and very outgoing. And then basically throughout the movie, he's forced to actually become those things. Just a great movie all throughout. I love that Sean Penn is in it.
He's in it for like, what, 3 minutes, but
it's great 3 minutes. And it's like building up to actually meeting him in person. And I've never wanted to like actually see Sean Penn in a movie so bad. Usually I'm like, oh God, he's in it for an hour and a half. Why? But
I haven't even seen the movie, but I have to ask you a question.
Absolutely, go for
and
it.
it involves Adam Scott's beard. Is that real?
It can't be.
It's so like smooth and full. But it's so close. It's like so
close cropped, but just thick.
Yeah.
I don't know. It can't. It has to be a makeup department
because
and
like
bravo to them.
You watch Parks and Rec, don't you, Brian?
Oh yeah.
So you know he's not always clean shaven.
No, he
has
a little
scruff,
bit of stubble, like what I have right now.
It would not fill into what you see in the movie.
No, not at all.
It looks like somebody took a Sharpie to his chin and just
he has a really small face too, so it's just a strange.
He plays just an awesome dick, though. Like that's
he's done
totally
it before.
His role.
Yeah, Step Brothers.
Step Brothers.
Yeah, that was
so
my
he's no
initial
stranger to that role.
It's a Catalina wine mixer.
Yeah,
but
fucking Catalina wine mixer.
Long story short, go see this movie. Well, go rent it. You can't really see it anywhere anymore. You have to go rent it or buy it. But it's definitely worth the 2 hours you're gonna spend watching it. It's a really, really fun movie, and there's a little bit of like. Oh, at the ending, like they kind of try to sneak something in there on you about the final cover of the magazine. It's not really a surprise to anyone, I don't think. But usually when people try to do that, they try to sneak something past you. You're like, oh, fuck them. Like, what? Just let it be. This you don't even mind because it just kind of works with the storyline. So
yeah,
I don't think it's bad to have an ending that kind of was eventual from the beginning.
Yeah.
A lot of people do. They're like, well, I saw that coming. Actually, the ending of Breaking Bad was what I was thinking of when I said that.
Exactly.
A lot of people felt disappointed because there was not one big surprise.
You don't need a
got 5
surprise.
years of surprise.
You don't. Yeah, exactly.
You need closure.
That's exactly it. So for you, Austin, it's a see it.
Absolutely, it's a see it, definitely.
Excellent. Well, I totally agree. It was a great movie. One of my favorites of last year. Are we ready to pop into the news segment of the podcast?
Let's do it.
All right. Speaking of, first up on our list, we have Jessica Chastain. She has been offered one of the lead roles for season 2 of True Detectives. What do you guys think on that?
I'd like to talk about this for 20 minutes.
Okay. Well, we have an hour worth of podcast. We can edit stuff down, so...
All right, here we go.
Pulls out his notebook.
Yeah.
Looks at
No,
the lines.
I've been like eagerly awaiting news on casting for season 2 of True Detective since season 1 reached the 3rd episode. So I'm very, very excited about Jessica Chastain being involved, if she is. If that happens, because she's obviously a very accomplished actress. I can't even imagine anything matching the first season, which was literally my favorite season of TV in a while.
It was up there.
It was
very
good,
well
yeah.
done. And it's not one of those shows that makes you want to watch every episode after another. You can watch one, wait a little bit, and then watch another. But they're great episodes.
Yeah, they're just so fleshed out. All the detail, like all the seedy bars, and it's just wonderful.
Yeah.
But I guess back to the central question you asked of who would we like to see as her partner. Not Melissa McCarthy? Is that an answer?
Anybody besides... Mother God, she's in everything right now.
Not Melissa McCarthy or anyone that's ever been in a Melissa McCarthy movie.
No, and it's not like I dislike Melissa McCarthy. Like, Bridesmaids was funny.
Yeah, but you don't want to see her opposite Jessica Chastain in True Detectives.
in a straight role. Yeah, I don't really want that.
Yeah.
Have they like mentioned if it's going to be another female lead, or they're going to?
I had read that would be the case.
Is that the case?
Before, but I don't know if that's still the case.
I mean, I was going to kind of applaud HBO just for like going out and actually getting a very accomplished female actress.
Yeah.
And just one, but if they went out and did two, I mean, then they're definitely just like, you know, taking their dicks out and showing it to the networks, being like, look at us.
And also
We're
totally
way ahead of you.
Totally rebutting the. I don't know if you guys had read about this, but there were criticisms about the first season of sexism. Basically, not enough strong female characters.
All right, so not Melissa McCarthy. That's
But I guess I should give like a more realistic answer here. So, like, dream scenario.
Yeah.
I would. This is really weird. I would like. I would like to see Anne Hathaway, because that would be weird.
That's interesting. I like it.
Yeah, I feel like that she could play I hate using this adjective, but grittier role, and really hasn't.
You heard our last podcast where we were talking about gritty, didn't you?
I know, that's why I was so hesitant, but that's true though. Everyone uses gritty now, and I'm a sucker though. If I see something as allegedly gritty, I'm like, I probably should watch that.
Yeah, Austin, who you have in mind right now?
I honestly don't see another female cop in this. I see it as being, I think, no matter what HBO is saying, I really have this feeling deep down that it's going to go male-female.
Mm-hmm. That's what I do too, yeah.
Because I feel like that really opens up a lot of new windows that they can play of, like, between the partners, like the drama that goes on between.
Which I would actually like to see, like
Absolutely.
A romantic kind of tension as well that wasn't cliched.
Exactly, that isn't cliche,
Yeah.
because then you're going to fall right into that, well, okay, you got a strong female character, but you made her fall in love with the male guy. You can't have that. You have to have her, like, truly hate, and, like, probably be the more dominant of the two in the
Yeah, this was
relationship.
no issue with, like, Rust and Marty. You didn't think they were going to fuck each other.
That's definitely
That was
true.
never a problem.
Well,
No, Woody Harrelson was too busy having sex with like the 9 most beautiful women in the entire world while looking like Woody Harrelson and making a cop salary.
that was the only like part of the show I was like, I can dig everything in the show and I can buy it except this part.
I was shocked when I saw the credits and the casting director was not Woody Harrelson. It was just shocking.
It's HBO, so there's a quota of naked chicks you have to meet.
That's true.
So you had to throw them in there somewhere.
You're gonna look at his salary and he made like $8 on that series. That's like, this is your payoff.
Oh man. Also, if we're doing male-female, may I posit Mark Ruffalo as a co-lead?
Yeah, he was one of my
Doesn't
originals.
that seem interesting?
Mm-hmm. Mine was Jared Leto.
Oh, okay.
That's who I was.
I could see that. He'd have to like, you know,
And
not
I didn't-
be such a woman for a second. But
No, I wanted him to
just
play.
because
I wanted him to play a more meek person. Have her be
Yeah.
like the more alpha in the
Like
partnership.
he's a smart, quiet fellow.
Exactly.
I could definitely see that.
Yeah, I
that
could see
kind of,
that.
Mm-hmm. That's what I had in mind.
I like
That's
that.
great, yeah.
Yeah, True
Okay,
Detective.
alternately, if we're doing 2 women, June Squibb. No,
Meryl Streep because she's in fucking everything.
Yeah. Okay, which I fucking hate late night talk shows. What's the one that does the mean tweets, the celebrity mean tweets?
Jimmy Kimmel, which
Yeah.
those are actually pretty funny.
Those are hilarious. That's the one thing I like.
They are
from
very
his
funny.
show.
I just watched those yesterday.
Did you see the newest one with June Squibb?
I did, and it was great.
Hilarious.
My favorite one though was the Larry King one.
Oh, yeah.
Where I saw Larry King at dinner tonight, but it might have just been another run-of-the-mill goblin. It's great.
See, that's actually funny. It's
a
not
great tweet.
It's not mean. Well, it's mean, but it's clever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one's not clever, but it still made me laugh just because her reaction. It was Emma Stone.
Oh,
and
it was great.
Emma Stone's face looks like she just smelled cat piss or something like that. Or looks like cat piss would smell, something like that. It was...
Or Don Rickles looks like Yoda. That was awesome also.
Don Rickles does look like Yoda.
He always has, but now that he's 100, it's even more prevalent.
I'm surprised they got him on the show and he was able to read it. He didn't have to wear like Hubble coming attraction.
I don't think he knew he was on a television show.
They just put
Is this
something
the
in.
radio?
Is this a talkie?
So what do we got next?
All right, speaking of murder mysteries, Michael Jace has been arrested for suspicions on murdering his wife. Guys, did you ever watch The Shield?
Never did.
Never did either. I just couldn't get into it.
Yeah. It wasn't that bad of a show. I liked it.
I want to say this. CNN and all the other news networks were really misleading in the way that they were like portraying this, because they never said the guy's name for the longest time. They just kept saying one of the main actors from The Shield. So you think it's the bald white dude.
Yeah,
at least
Michael
I did.
Michael-
Chiklis?
yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, for like the first like 6 hours this was going on, I'm like, that dude actually killed somebody? That's ridiculous, because he plays such a like crazy fucked
Yeah.
up
I'd
dude.
believe it.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh, he finally fucking snapped. All
He
right.
was kind of one of the original generation of the serialized drama anti-hero.
He
characters.
absolutely was. But they like intentionally, I think, like tried to make it seem like it could have possibly been him.
Yeah.
Because once I found out it was this guy, I was like, okay, I don't care anymore. Like
They
maybe
should
I
have
will
made
watch
it
the
even
show.
more oblique and just been like, an actor has killed his wife.
Yeah.
An actor in a very popular TV show has killed his wife.
I thought Mel Gibson got a divorce.
I'm not saying it is, but by our criteria, it could be Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying that it is.
We can't confirm it, but we're not going to deny it. Speaking of misleading things, have you seen, it's on Facebook, Peyton Manning arrested for drug possession? Have you guys
Really?
seen
No,
that?
I haven't seen that.
It's some fucking like 20-year-old girl in Tennessee that her parents named her after Peyton Manning.
God damn.
But, yeah, exactly. But they don't put the picture up or anything like that. Just say Peyton Manning arrested on drug charges in Knoxville. And you're like, holy fucking shit!
The
Like,
weed explains how his face looks.
the NFL just got so much more interesting. But no, it's just some white trash chick.
No, they got to try and get their starting back on hating people from the NBA right now. So. Speaking of receiving justice, new Batman vs. Superman film has received a film title, Dawn of Justice. What do you guys think?
Sounds like a Steven Seagal movie.
That I would definitely go and see
Yeah,
tonight.
exactly. Dawn of Justice, fist to the throat.
Cock puncher.
The Reckoning.
2.
Are you guys excited about Batman vs. Superman?
Not yet.
Not yet.
I want to see something.
Yeah, I do too.
You've seen the pictures that they
I have.
released. Okay.
Yeah,
I want to see some actual trailer stuff, and then I'll get excited.
I'm not sure if I should be or not. I am, reluctantly. But I do want to see this take a logical direction. I don't want a really half-assed story to lead to that. And I don't know what they're planning on doing there.
I mean, for the love of God, they have enough origin story on these two guys. Just let them just fucking beast out on each other.
That's exactly. Everybody and their mother and their mother's mother knows the origin stories
Is anyone
of
just
Batman
done
and
with
Superman.
origin stories?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's getting to that point where, although I will say the Man of Steel, the way they did that one, I was okay with that. That was actually kind of cool.
I really enjoyed, which I think I'm actually in the minority in general, maybe not in this room, I'm not sure. But I really enjoyed a large portion of Man of Steel.
I did,
The ending
especially the Russell Crowe parts.
yeah, those were great.
So the
because-
first, like, 15 minutes?
yeah.
Yeah,
and all the Michael Shannon scenes. I
he
mean,
was
that guy.
really
was
freaking
great.
good.
That guy doesn't chew scenery; he just like eats it with a knife. But the ending, I
teeth.
had an issue with how Superman's like, I'm really having trouble killing Zod here. I don't like to kill 1,000 or more people are probably dead from us just demolishing the city.
Yeah.
But I just, it was kind
Well,
of
they didn't have any speaking
reductive
lines,
reasoning.
so
No.
So they don't count. They were actually.
they weren't
not
in the
real
credits.
people.
They're not real people.
Also, how many times do you need to show IHOP?
No joke.
yeah,
Speaking of which, we should go to IHOP.
let's do it.
Put that in the notes.
Just not Red Robins right now.
No,
Yeah,
no.
God, no. You don't Hepe?
No, not again.
I don't understand.
Again, if you added that to your AIDS, that's a huge problem.
yeah, really. Not gonna lie.
You don't want to complete the ABCs?
Jesus Christ. It sounds like the worst Schoolhouse Rock episode ever.
It's on your bucket list. Complete the ABCs.
Okay, so we don't ever talk about this, but it is a fucking sauna in this room.
It is really hot.
It's
Yeah.
really hot. I'm like going through
That
these
is
beers
actually-
like nobody's business, just trying to cool down.
Well, I'm the one that's actually drinking the scotch along with Brian, and that's
Yeah.
not helping
Oh
much
no,
at
I feel
all.
even hotter now.
Yeah,
I
it's-
have a lot of hair, and it's just sticking to everything.
It's gonna be really awkward when there's just like three dudes in their boxers sitting in a room together.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, wouldn't
maybe
be the
not,
first.
I don't know
Wouldn't
how
be
this-
the first time.
It would.
Let's see what the night takes.
Speaking of the Hepe, Jesus Christ, this is definitely going to be the mature rated podcast.
Yeah,
okay,
please don't edit out any of this.
not gonna. It's all staying in right now.
It can be as rapey as it needs to be.
Okay, Batman vs Superman. I think it's going to be fantastic. Speaking of fantastic, I really forced that segue. Alfonso Cuarón is currently in talks to direct the Harry Potter spin-off film, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. I ran out of breath on that one because it's so freaking hot.
All right, let's see here. Harry Potter meets the director of Gravity. Sign me up. That's
Yeah.
all I can say about that.
I'll see that shit.
I mean, I love the Harry Potter universe. Obviously, I mean, I've read the books like too many times to name.
I'm getting ready to start a reread. So
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they're great
believe so.
books. They're better than average films.
Yeah.
And to see someone of this caliber of director do something even related to the franchise, I think is great.
Oh, it'd be very interesting. I'm actually really curious as to how they're going to adapt that book from the Harry Potter world into film. I
Well,
don't know how.
They're talking about, aren't they, The Beetle and the Bard as well?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
From the Harry Potter thing, is going to be made into a
Well,
film.
here's my question. There's such different stories, not to the same extent as what you'd find like The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings. They are different, but people will expect Harry Potter films, and they're not going to get that because
oh no, it'll be different. Yeah,
yeah.
You'll basically get the same world rules that you
Yeah.
get in Harry Potter. There's gonna, you have your wizarding, your Muggle folk, and there's no, like all the laws and the rules of the world, as in any like fantasy or sci-fi thing, have to stay the same. But
like
outside
the-
that, the character's different, the story's different.
but
Yeah.
there will be no staring at Emma Watson.
That's an automatic
Probably.
0.5, 0.7
Deduction?
down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a recent interview with Daniel Radcliffe where they talked about making like a cameo appearance in one of the new like spin-offs. Mm-hmm. And he said absolutely fucking not.
Yeah, he was very vigilant about
He was
not
adamant
wanting
about
to be involved at all.
Yeah. Well, I think I don't know if he's done being typecast as Harry Potter. He's going to be Harry Potter for the rest of his
That's
life.
all. He knew that going in.
I think he's
Yeah.
trying to
like
make
he made a real
separation.
decision when he was 9 or whatever. You knew that going in, Radcliffe.
Well, I mean, he tried to do Equus and get naked with a horse. That didn't
Yeah.
distract us. We still had Tom's Harry Potter. I think he's really trying to make that break so he can be like kind of a successful
Yeah.
actor, not tied to that film series. But it's going to take a lot. I mean, 10 years need to pass, and then maybe I won't see him as Harry Potter.
Yeah, plus he's
Then-
like 5'5", so that limits his...
He can be a hobbit or a wizard, and
Yeah.
that's it.
that's all he can really do.
But back to Fantastic Beast, I'm actually really interested in seeing how Alfonso Cuarón is going to do 30-minute one-shots of this wizarding world
In space?
in space.
Like how that's a question in space.
No, it's not going to be the next Machete Kills movie in space.
Is that real?
I swear to God, that's real.
You swear
Machete
like
Kills.
that is a real thing.
Is it Machete Kills in space? That's the third movie.
Yeah. There's a comment.
Okay,
there,
I'm
too.
going to
It's
see
important.
that. I
Yeah.
don't care. I'm just-
Yeah, you're down.
Something I'm gonna do,
You're in
yeah.
line right
You wanna
now.
go?
Let's do it.
Okay, do you have any flasks?
I do.
Well, because we're going to need those.
Oh yeah.
You can't be sober for that film. I don't
No,
believe.
no, no.
No, and you can't drink Johnny Walker either. It's too classy for that.
Yeah, we're gonna need some like.
It's gonna fit the fireball.
Yeah.
And just sit in line.
I was gonna get some.
Fireball's too classy.
I was gonna get some
actually.
Mad Dog 2020.
Yeah, Mad Dog 2020 wall. Pretend we're 19.
Exactly.
It'll be great.
So you want a bottle of
hanging
Jaeger?
hang out in front of Price Cutter.
Yeah.
Have you
Beforehand, ask strangers to buy us alcohol, even though we're 1,000 years old.
Offer the homeless guy in the parking lot a burrito if he buys you alcohol. Did you ever
I do that anyway regularly now. Actually,
And you just feel like a good Samaritan. Plus, you get kind of wasted. It's great.
Speaking of Hepe,
No, okay. No, speaking of alcohol, this is completely. We'll get back to news. Don't worry.
it's really hot in here.
It's very.
okay, I'm gonna turn on the fan. I don't care. Audio, it's
There may
out
be
the
some
window at
buzzing,
this point.
but while we
See, why am I disappointed? I wanted to like see where the delirium. I was like, if things get get even
that's
worse.
Heavenly, holy shit.
Oh,
So we may be a little
Airgasm.
loud about some of those stuff.
We'll
see.
fucking deal with it, people.
Fucking deal with it. Just turn your iPods down. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Fireball whiskey's gotten like super freaking popular lately.
yeah. What was? I mean, I had that a couple years ago, and I do like it, but I did not anticipate
Anticipated
that.
going that way. Well, apparently Jaeger, which was the old college kid's choice,
Yeah.
has now came out with the Jägermeister Spice. It's basically Jaeger with like
yeah.
cinnamon and vanilla.
You know where they went wrong is to make an alcohol that tastes like exactly the flavor of licorice that no one wants.
Yeah.
Which I like Jägermeister okay.
Is there really a candy corn alcohol?
I really hope so. I sincerely hope so. If so, my grandma might drink it.
Well, no, that's really funny. Is my mom hardly ever drinks, but this was like a couple years ago from my cousins going away parties, going to the Navy, and they had a bottle of Jaeger. All my cousins did, and they're passing around. And they gave it to my mom. She's like, oh, I don't want this. No. Like, no, just try it. Like, it tastes like licorice. She's like, oh, well, I like licorice. Throws back a shot. She's like, ooh, that's really good. And they're passing around like a thing of Red Bull,
Yeah.
And she's like, no, I don't need that. And just starts taking pulls off the bottle.
Wow.
God.
My mom, she finished like half that bottle of Jaeger. And
She's
was
a
just
natural.
Your mom's
plastered.
Mom pro.
What a badass.
Well, you've met my dad. They're both kind of alcoholics to a certain extent.
His dad has the finest scotch collection I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah, my dad was a super...
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't get this tolerance from nowhere.
No, that's
it was handed
genetics.
down generation
Yeah.
to generation.
It's German genetics.
Okay, so Fantastic Beasts or Where to Find Them. I'm on board. Speaking of spin-off films,
Andrew's trying really hard to tie this all together.
Hey,
these segues. He's
the
just
next
like,
this title of this new segment is called "Speaking of." There has to be a segue from each into the next.
You're going to
one.
have to change the name to Speaking of and tangential issues that
Yeah.
you don't even want to hear about.
Speaking of ellipsis, spin-off films. Gareth Edwards, who Brian and I know, who did Monsters and Godzilla, the newest one. Gareth Edwards is going to be making the next spin-off films in Star Wars. They're not going to be related to the Disney trilogy. I really like the guy. I really like his films. They're really character-heavy, really story-driven. But do we need more Star Wars than
No.
what we're going to be getting from the trilogy?
I do not believe so, but I have a second question for you. Who's the studio doing this? Is it...
It's not Disney. It is Lucasfilm that's doing it.
Oh, okay.
So how are they pulling
Why?
that off?
Because
I don't
it's
know.
a spin-off in the universe.
So did Disney only buy the rights to the stuff that's in the canon of the movies?
Exactly.
So all the books and stuff that have been written, Lucas still owns all the rights to that?
From what I understand.
Well, that was some fucking brilliant thinking on their behalf.
great negotiation
Disney
there.
basically sold like half of what... or Lucas sold to Disney half of the Star Wars franchise and kept the other shit.
You may not like George Lucas, but look back at his career.
He's
It's
not
all
an
been
idiot.
brilliant negotiation.
Oh,
Yeah, it
no,
has.
he's a smart businessman.
Yeah. So if that's true, because from what I was reading, it is LucasArts is it LucasArts or Lucasfilm? One of the two.
Lucasfilm.
Yeah, it is Lucasfilm that is going to be making these Gareth Edwards films, and they're spin-offs. So it may just be same universe, not related to the story at all.
I'm going to see him. I'm just
Yeah.
I'm hesitant.
Well, you know what? Basically, they're banking
As long
on-
as there's no giant sand bugs.
We'll get
to that
later. Don't you worry.
Hopefully Jar Jar Binks is involved.
I sure hope so. No,
That's the spin-off. It's the Jar Jar Binks story.
no. Okay, basically,
Told by Gareth Edwards.
it's a win-win for Gareth Edwards and Lucasfilms. Here's why: if the Disney film does really well, then everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, hey, there's another Star Wars
Right.
movie. Let's go see
Right.
it." If it tanks, then they're gonna be like, "Well, this is the competing Star Wars movie. I bet it's better than the other
I'll
one."
invest in this one. This is the
And
I'm
the-
going to say it gritty choice.
Exactly. So there's either competition, which is going to be good for the Lucasfilms one because it's not the mainstream one, or they're both going to do really well because the Disney one did well.
No, it's a great
It's a
business
great
decision.
business plan.
Yeah.
I'm renaming this the Gritty News segment. Speaking
Yeah,
of
Gritty
ellipsis.
News.
Gritty News.
I have a couple of related thoughts since Disney has these Star Wars rights at this time. I feel like there should be a family-friendly motion picture called Jar Squared Binks, and it's like he's a rapper, like a family-friendly rapper. And then the second... So if anyone's listening to this, hire me to write terrible movies for your studio. And then secondly, now that Disney has those rights, I feel like we should get 30 for 30s on Star Wars characters since they also own ESPN.
Holy fucking shit.
Like on
that is
pod
the most
racing?
brilliant thing I've ever heard of in
Absolutely.
my life.
Like a pod racing 30 for 30. I really want that. I would watch the shit out of that.
Wait, who owns ESPN?
Disney.
Disney does.
So does Disney own ABC or does ABC own Disney?
Disney owns ABC.
ABC.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
Disney owns
ABC.
you.
Yeah, Disney owns your soul. Speaking of great directors, that is the worst segue ever. Edgar Wright, he's no longer making Marvel's new film Ant-Man. after hearing this news, I am 100% no longer interested in the film.
I was only about 2% interested in the film to begin with.
And was that 2% Edgar Wright?
Right, it really
Yeah,
was.
same
No,
here.
So now that's exactly.
it was 1% Edgar Wright, and then 1% whoever the fuck dude's playing it.
I'm now
Paul
every
Rudd.
bit as interested as I was in Ants with a Z.
Ants.
So yeah,
Not at all.
I'm done. I am done.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who they get because
I had a thought it was dumb and moved on.
you know Scott Pilgrim, the Cornetto trilogy, Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz. Those movies are hilarious.
Hot Fuzz is like probably. This sounds like hyperbole, but it's probably like a top 10 comedy for me ever.
It is my number one comedy
Yeah,
of all
it's-
time.
It's great.
God, I think I'm the only one. I was the only one when Zach was here. I think I'm the only one, and you're here too now, that thought Shaun of the Dead was better than Hot Fuzz.
I did for a little, like after my first viewing of Hot Fuzz, I did.
Maybe I need to go back and watch it.
I think it's like a cult class. Shaun of the Dead has that cult classic status.
It has that feel. to
Yeah,
it.
and or Hot Fuzz, it doesn't really fit into any particular category besides like a remake of an '80s cop drama.
Yeah, which is so brilliant. Like,
Yeah.
the whole thing.
So you have I was about to say gritty, but you have gruesome horror. You have gruesome '80s horror. Then you have '80s cop drama, and then you have like the millennium sci-fi alien thriller.
Yeah, and Sandra Clegane
Yeah.
also.
Yarp. Whenever I was watching Game of Thrones and I kept looking at the Hound, I'm like, that guy looks so fucking familiar. Then the other week after
You
that,
texted me about it. I had no idea.
is it okay? I did
Yeah,
text
I had
you. I was
no
like,
idea somehow.
Oh, he's in
that
Hot
the
Fuzz.
Hound is in Hot Fuzz. He's Yarp man. What was his name? It's gonna drive me crazy. Anyway, yeah, he's Yarp.
So I'll post this on the See It Facebook as well. But Gregor Clegane, the mountain
Yeah.
that rides.
Fight next week.
Okay,
Oh.
I totally forgot that tomorrow night there's no Game of Thrones.
I did too, and I read it this morning, and I instantly I didn't, but I wanted to throw my phone.
Well, I was telling Andrew, I think it's because the normal heart is going to be on.
That has to be pushing it out.
Yeah, and that's not a play on the
I was
movie
like-
at all.
I was like, is that a homosexual reference you just made there? No, but what I was... God damn it.
because the gays.
Jesus. Okay.
Gay Gore Clegane.
Gay Gordon.
Oberyn would be proud.
There's the mountain that rides.
Oh, God. You know there's going to be some very, very funny porn titles coming out of this.
Oh yeah.
The moon's blood.
I'm done.
That's
I'm
what
done,
period.
yeah.
That's what a period is in Westeros. That's what they call it.
Yeah.
I'm not even making that up.
The Mountain and the Viper sounds like a porn too.
Yeah, it does. The viper slides into the mountainside. Yeah, it makes sense.
Okay, I'm going to make this really fast before any more jokes get made.
Okay,
That's
go,
what
go,
she said.
go. Oh Jesus.
He's an Icelandic strongman. Do you guys know that?
Yeah, with the name I cannot pronounce.
Hothor?
Yeah.
Hodor?
Hodor.
No, but they call him Thor. But
Yeah.
I think it's Hothor.
Yeah.
Hothor or something else.
This is either the third or the fourth recasting of the Mountain in Game
It's
of
the
Thrones.
third one.
Third
the
one.
third,
Okay.
yeah.
He is the strongest man in Iceland. Won that title, and I think he's the second or third
In the
strongest man in
world,
the
right?
world.
Yeah.
Was he one of the guys in that Vice?
He was
In
the
Icelandic
Nest of Giants.
Nest of Giants.
Yeah,
Vice.
Iceland. Yeah,
That was really cool, actually.
he's 6'9" and 490 pounds.
That's crazy, and he's not
That's
fat.
a man. No,
He's not
That
fat.
is not fat.
fat.
Have you guys read the entire book series?
I have.
Up to
I
date.
have not.
Okay, so I'm not going to, and obviously for our listeners, I'm not going to spoil anything. But Oberyn Martell is an awesome character.
He is.
He's great.
He's in my top three. It's number one is Davos,
I love Davos,
and then Jorah Mormont.
love him too.
And
So
then-
you like the loyal servant types.
Well, Jorah is not. Well, he wasn't.
He
in the
wasn't,
beginning.
but then he was.
Yeah.
and then he's
And that's not a
then
spoiler.
I'm
They
not
told
gonna
you that
say-
in season one.
Yeah, I was
it's
like,
just
that's right off
it's
the bat.
yeah.
yeah. Nobody
Actually,
remembers
they tell
that.
you
though.
in season one sooner than they do in the books.
Yeah, that's true. That you don't find out until
It's a few books in.
yeah, it's like either the third or fourth. But
Yeah.
we were talking about something totally unrelated, but
What the fuck were we talking about?
we were talking about
Ant-Man?
Edgar Wright not doing Ant-Man.
And we got into gay porn and
Yeah, we got into gay porn and Game of Thrones.
and large Icelandic men.
You know that's going to happen.
Speaking of Hepe,
If Renly wasn't already dead, we could discuss gay porn further.
we could.
But he is.
I feel like we need to explain the Hepe thing to the
Okay,
our
yeah.
non-local listeners.
We
or
all
else it's
live
really random.
Yeah, we live in Springfield, Missouri, and the Red Robins here was Was it shut down or did they?
No.
No, it was never shut down. Don't
They
worry.
offered free vaccines.
They offered
for
one of the
patrons to
waiters.
eat there in a 10-day
One of the
period.
waiters at our Red Robin here.
No, it was a cook.
No, it was waiter. I looked.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, he had Hepe, and I guess like 1,000 people got Hepe because they went to Red Robin's, and they were like, if you went to Red Robin's between May 4th and May 9th, make sure to get your vaccination, but do it within 14 days of eating at Red Robin's, or else it doesn't matter.
Or else
So
your
how
liver's
does-
going to shut down and you're going to shit yourself.
How does Hepe spread?
It's like
Fecal matter.
incredibly contagious.
No, seriously, it's fecal matter.
Yeah.
Like,
Really?
that's how humans contract it.
See, I
Usually
really
it's by
wish
fecal
more
matter.
so that they would have been outright and been like, well, we're going to be honest. We have a waiter. His name's Dave, and he's shitting all your food.
Well, like honestly,
Have you
you're in
guys seen
trouble.
Waiting? Think of 1,000 times worse than
Yeah.
that.
Well, essentially, what I think probably happened is he probably went to the bathroom, didn't wash his hands correctly, didn't touch everyone's food.
I'm just going to go with didn't wash his hands.
No, I didn't wash his hands correctly better because the fact that he made the effort and couldn't fucking figure it out. Like it's just a mystery. Like he put his hands there.
He's like, what the?
He's like, I don't remember how to do this. This is the Ozarks, goddammit. I'll put my hands where I want.
He just put him in water, rubbed him off on his jeans.
Also, I just suggested like the newest who sings country music.
Who sings country music?
Just I'm Garth Brooks.
Garth Brooks song, yeah. I'll put my hands where I want by Garth Brooks.
That's like
Blake
a number
Shelton,
one on a country
he's
hit.
popular.
That's our Blake Shelton.
Yeah, I put my hands where I want.
He'll
Yeah,
have his
one of
newest
those.
contestant on The Voice singing that in a
Yeah,
week.
exactly. And then he'll
Hey,
proceed
hey,
to do
bitches,
that.
trademarked. Put my hands where I want, trademarked.
Yeah, my hands where I want trademarked. All right, so we are done, thank God, with speaking of, and we're going to go on to...
That was Andrew's worst nightmare right there.
No,
as
honestly,
showrunner.
I'm not going to lie. So far, this is my favorite episode we've recorded so far. This is just brilliant.
I'm sorry, Zach.
No, Zach missed out. He really did. We're going to have to buy an extra mic because this is just too good. Okay, we're going to move on to the next segment of the podcast, Trailer Talk, where we talk about film trailers and TV trailers that are just coming out. Especially with cons going on right now, every indie film that's looking for a studio to pick it up has thrown out a trailer, and most of them are pretty good. One of them is Steve Carell and Channing Tatum's new thriller film.
Yeah, no, okay. Let's pause there.
Yeah.
You start with Steve Carell
Yeah,
and
soak
Channing
that in.
Tatum, and you're
Soak
like,
that in.
oh, fuck my life. And you're like, it's a drama and a thriller. Like,
Magic Mike Scott.
Yeah, Magic Mike's.
There you go.
That is, man, we're going to have to pay you. That's just good. But Foxcatcher, I think it looks super good. I'm really excited about this.
I
and
am too.
they're actually already saying that Steve Carell's a shoo-in for an Oscar. Not just a nomination, like a win.
I hope he gets involved. I mean, obviously, I'd have to see the movie first.
Yeah.
But just in the trailer, that is not Steve Carell.
no.
no, it's...
Do you know the DuPont true story that happened back in the 90s?
I do.
Okay.
I read up on
I
that
don't
a
want to ruin it for people who don't read or don't know the story. I'm going to say
I feel
don't look into it because the story is really interesting, and I think it'd be something that's really well received in a film instead of just reading about it in an
Sure.
article. I would
Yeah.
rather go into it ignorantly if I hadn't already known it and watch this film.
I'm reserving my enthusiasm for this until I see it. I think it has the potential to be great, but I think it has also the potential to be a complete shitstorm and not live to anyone's expectations.
Yeah.
How much of that percentage-wise is related to Channing Tatum?
A very huge percentage, because I think actually there's some Channing Tatum movies I really love, but they're comedies. They're 21 Jump Street.
Yeah.
I don't think I've laughed that hard in a movie theater in a long
It
time.
actually was pretty funny.
The scene where him and freaking Jonah Hill are tripping balls in the hallway where they're talking to the coach.
I thought you were going to say where they're trying to throw up in the bathroom.
That was good too.
Which, by the way, is nowhere near Jonah Hill's top tripping balls scenes.
No.
If you've seen Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, no, that's great. But no, that was hilarious. But that's what I like him in. I just can't take him fucking serious.
No, I have difficulty with that too, and it's not really his fault.
No, well,
To a certain
it's
degree.
kind of his face's fault.
It's
I
a
fucking-
little
I
bit.
fucking hate his face.
It's a little bit between his face and women reactions.
Yeah.
But you see, I think that's why I'm excited, because I think this is one of those films where you see the cliched asshole come out and surprise us with a good performance.
Yeah, and that does happen. Like,
Yeah.
really, Matthew McConaughey 3 years ago, we would not talk about like we do
fucking
now.
surfer dude. And,
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
Fool's Gold.
yeah,
But now, wow. I mean, his resume is
Sorry, Zach's not here. The Reconnaissance.
The Reconnaissance.
and it's a real
Have you?
thing.
It is. Have you seen Mud?
I have.
Yeah, we were
Very good.
I've seen it. It is really good.
Yeah, I've seen all Reconnaissance movies, I believe.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I feel
Killer
like
Joe. Did you guys? No, you haven't.
No, I haven't seen Killer Joe.
Am I the only person that's seen Killer Joe?
I started watching it. I'm halfway through it.
Oh well, you should watch the rest of that.
I'm excited. The way I just because of work and stuff.
The ending, like the second half of it, actually, you will find difficult to sit through.
Wow.
Even I've sat
Not
through,
in a bad way.
I sat through I Saw the Devil. So
I did too. Yeah.
so is it something along those lines?
It actually bothered me more than that.
Are you shitting me?
No.
Wow,
That's crazy.
I'm actually excited again
And it's not
in
like
a dark, cynical way.
Yeah, it's darker than like murder and torture could be.
Wow.
I'll say no more.
I know at this point with Foxcatcher, Channing Tatum just needs to do enough not to mess up all the other good stuff I think that could happen.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
if he can do that, then bravo to him. If he can do better than that, then I will be thoroughly impressed.
Did
and
either of
delighted.
you see? I'm really blanking on the name here. It's a movie Channing Tatum was in.
Magic Mike.
The Vow?
Just when you. Anyway, so
Just cut that off right there.
yeah, okay. Before that gets into a tangent, so a movie he was in with Jude Law.
Oh,
Rooney
Side
Mara,
Effects.
Side Effects.
Yes.
I really enjoyed that movie.
I did too, but he was only in it for what?
Yeah, he couldn't before he was.
Is that
Yeah, it's been out for a
Yeah.
couple years. Before he was murdered.
Yeah, he was
by
murdered.
his wife.
Yeah, which actually shocked the shit out of me when
no,
it happened.
that was one of those kind of like surprise. Well, not really surprise, but a good reveal in a film. Like
it was.
I probably should see it from
No,
what
it's
everybody's been
very,
telling me.
very
It's
good.
a surprising film.
Because a lot of times you get those outbreak movies.
Yeah.
I don't know how you would paraphrase it. Like, those movies where like a disease outbreaks, whether it's zombies or just killing mass people.
Is that the one where Jude Law has like the messed up teeth in it? And
Yeah, well,
He's British, Andrew. Yeah, exactly.
No,
exactly.
like,
Same thought.
more
Yeah.
so than usual. Like everybody's talking about, like, yeah, I couldn't follow it because I just couldn't stop looking at Jude Law's teeth.
I know I did notice them, but they're not that distracting.
Okay.
But usually, like a lot of those movies are just like kind of overdone.
Yeah.
But I thought that one was.
It was
really
very
good.
Hitchcockian. Like I thought.
Yeah, no,
like
I agree.
a very,
Completely.
very Hitchcock feel.
All right, next trailer. Okay, so Brian, you and I were huge fans of Gareth Edwards' first movie, Monsters.
We were. We both are big advocates. Which go watch that and don't listen to anything in the next 5 minutes.
Okay, so
we're going to say.
There's a sequel coming out. Gareth Edwards has nothing to do with. I want to make that perfectly clear. He has nothing to do with this
Yeah,
film.
we've got your back, Gareth.
Yeah. Okay, so Monsters 2: The Dark Continent has released a trailer, and I'm going to say it is one of the worst trailers for a movie I have ever
It
seen.
is horrible.
It's Brian, take it. I can't.
Okay, so and Austin just watched this, like right before we started.
the trailer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
Monsters
I
2.
did.
So I hope it's sank in.
It's still fresh.
Yeah.
It still hurts.
So Monsters 2: The Dark Continent, which alternately could be titled Africa: The Dark Continent. It was
I'm trying to figure out if that's racist or not.
that's the
50-50.
fun. That's the fun.
It's in the.
There's
But
a new
it-
podcast game. Is it racist?
Is it racist? I literally do believe that. I could be wrong on this. I thought I read this that it was filmed partially in Africa, but it's directed by someone named Tom Green. Not that one. That's its only saving grace.
I like how many caveats this has. So, by the way, not directed by him.
Yeah.
Oh, not that one.
Yeah,
There
no,
you
we
go.
have to do that to even discuss this.
Yeah.
But it looks far more action-oriented than the first Monsters, which was very, very character-driven.
Yeah.
It looks like just a lot of blind action in the sand.
It looks like Black Hawk Down without Jeremy Piven.
It looks like Black Hawk Down without it being good.
Yeah.
And the trailer, at least, has a voiceover, which is a poem read by...
If you would call it a poem.
read apparently by one of the characters that ends in 2 words. Okay, so just imagine like Sylvia Plath reading you a poem, like doing a live reading. She's dead, been dead forever, killed herself. But imagine her doing a reading of a
History.
poem, and then her poem ending
Read
with
book.
2 words, and those 2 words are sand bugs.
Gonna catch some sand bugs.
I'm gonna catch some sound bugs. I said sound, bugs.
bugs. Yeah.
You know what? Might as well be.
Might as well.
It doesn't matter.
At this point, it does
Actually,
not
sound
matter.
bugs is better than sand bugs.
It really is. It was just the most uneloquent, like forced trailer I've seen in a while.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just done with it. Let's
let's
to
move
the
on.
next
Yeah.
one. So next one, Aaron Paul's new movie Hellion. I'm pretty excited about it.
Absolutely.
Aaron Paul has a few movies coming out that I'm actually excited for. This one, and he has the Exodus movie where he's playing Joseph, leading the people out of Egypt. Might be good. Let my people go, bitch.
bitch. Once again, IFC putting out some good stuff.
Yeah, they're really reliable at this point.
They've actually turned into like the HBO of like reliable films.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they have.
I think it was the summer before last. My wife and I went to New York City, to Manhattan, just for like a vacation. Just, neither one of us had really been before. And honestly, of all like the touristy shit, my most like favorite moment from that trip, we went to the IFC building.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
And got to go inside. They have kind of like, it's kind of like a museum, but not really. It's mostly just like look at fucking IFC shit. Oh my god! Like, and I'm just fucking film nerd. Obviously, I'm here.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's fucking blast.
We're in this hot ass room right now. We're all clearly very.
Well, I mean, there is beer, so I can't complain too much. But
no, you don't feel the pain.
No, IFC does some really good stuff, and they've done a lot of good stuff lately. And Aaron Paul is great, and this movie looks really great.
I'm very excited about it. I really want. I'm rooting for Aaron Paul as a dramatic actor. Like, I want his career to work because I think he was underrated in Breaking Bad.
Absolutely, I completely agree. I think of all like those kind of actors that like are kind of typecast that we talked about earlier, like Daniel Radcliffe, he definitely has the capability and the talent to move out of that sort of role.
Yeah, I mean, he started out as a character in Breaking Bad that was slight comedic relief. He was actually intended to be killed in the first season.
Yeah, first season he was supposed to die.
Yeah, and they were so impressed with him, Vince Gilligan and his team, that they kept him on. So, and I can see why, because his dramatic range just kept getting better as the show went along. And I really hope he continues to grow. He seems like a likable guy in general as well.
Well, this was a while ago. It was before the Need for Speed movie came out, which did not do very well for those you do not know. It was right around the Super Bowl, and he was... What did they had the Super Bowl in New York this year, right?
Yeah.
So he was up there, and it was on one of the Fox Sports radio shows, and he was doing an interview with one of the sportscaster guys, and they basically asked him, do you think you'll ever get another role that will like define you as an actor?
Yeah.
Like your Breaking Bad role did, and he said no.
No, how could you?
He's like, honestly, I think I'll have a lot of great like roles in my lifetime, but none will really fulfill me as much as that character in Breaking Bad.
Oh, he was in a lot of ways to me the centerpiece that as an audience we could relate to. Not because we've all done and sold meth, but because
oh, okay, yeah.
Speaking of Hepe,
but because he was the emotional center. Walt was so far gone, and Jesse was not. Jesse was still grounded and cared about people. Yeah. So Jesse's ending, whatever that ultimately led to, we got a moment of reprieve there. And Aaron Paul did such a great job of depicting that.
Well, I'm trying to think, like, Kat Candler, the director, she's never done anything that
Nothing, right?
Yeah, well, she did a 2012 film based off this one. This is a remake.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
An indie remake.
Like not indie as in
indie
we're going to take it to Sundance.
Like sub-indie.
But like indie as we're going to like show this at the local film festival.
Yeah, maybe the library will have an open weekend on their projector.
Exactly.
I'm always, hesitant about new directors, but I'm also sometimes surprised by new directors. I think... For me, whenever there's a new director, they need at least a couple films, like well-known films under their belt before I can give them any credibility to like look and seek out their films. So I'll wait. I am excited for it, but I am still going to wait to hear like reviews on this, on what people think before I go and see it.
Yeah. I mean, about this, because we didn't really mention what it's about. I mean, it's kind of one of those like middle America, lower class, drama backgrounded films. I'm thinking Jennifer Lawrence, Winter's Bone. It's not quite as dry as that, but it definitely has that same like class sense to it.
Yeah, like a classist child in turmoil feel.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, moving on.
Yep. Woody Allen's new movie coming out.
Woody Harrelson's new movie. I'm gonna fuck every girl you want to.
Yeah. Starring
Woody Harrelson.
Directed by Woody Harrelson. Written by Woody Harrelson.
Woody Allen's new movie, Magic in the Moonlight. Colin Firth, Emma Stone. Actually, I was actually hesitant seeing this. I'm like, it's just going to be another Woody Allen movie. I'll just let it slide by. Kind of interested in this one. Not maybe spend the money. I may steal it.
At least he's honest, folks. At least he's honest.
It's the internet. We all know you do it too.
Well, okay.
If it's good, then I'll pay for it.
You've got Emma Stone as a psychic,
clairvoyant
woman in a wealthy family, British family situated in the south of France.
Yeah, and Colin Firth is a British guy.
Coming to basically investigate it.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
That's really all you need.
He's British and does some British stuff, drinks some tea.
And did you guys kind of feel an implied romance there?
It's a Woody Allen movie.
So there has to be, right?
Is,
An old, young romance, because that's Woody Allen's whole life.
Yeah, because he's as creepy as that is, yes, that is his life.
Yeah.
I mean, no, the very last scene of that trailer when they're in the observatory, that definitely implies that they're going to do it.
And all I could feel was just abject anger at the idea of Colin Firth getting to do anything
with Emma Stone.
I didn't like it.
Yeah.
I didn't like it. I'm not even 30 yet, god damn it. That was my thought. I don't know. Also, Colin Firth has an amount of money that I can't even... read that many digits, so that would be good to have.
I mean, Emma Stone does look a little bit older than her age would suggest.
Yeah.
And in a good way.
For you.
Yeah, not in a poor way.
No, yeah.
For you.
I am slightly younger than the average age of this room. But
Probably. We're old.
Yeah. Thanks.
Well, I'm the oldest one, and Zach's not here, so...
I know he'll be listening to this later, so I hope he hears all these.
Next film up, the new Guardians of the Galaxy trailer. I just get more and more happy every single time I see one of these trailers.
Absolutely. I get more pumped.
It's a Marvel movie that is not going to take itself seriously.
At all, and that's what I'm so refreshed by there.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, those space scenes with the ships and stuff look badass.
Yeah.
Take the comedy aspect out of it and just look at them visually. They look fucking amazing.
And from what I understand, I mean, first off, you have Andy Dwyer as a superhero. And I don't know,
ripped, dude.
I don't know what you can't beat that. And then I believe there's a CGI fox that shoots people. So,
there is, and it's Bradley Cooper is the voice.
Yeah, I don't know how I won't see this.
And Vin Diesel as a tree. But the movie doesn't take itself serious. Yeah, Hey, he does pretty good voice work. Do you remember Iron Giant?
No. Yes, no, I do.
I liked Iron Giant a lot.
No, that's a good.
Okay,
good.
This
it was a good.
It was a good.
It was a good. It's a Mario. It was a good. But the movie's not going to take itself seriously. Whenever you have John C. Reilly at the end of the credits saying, "This may have been a big mistake."
Exactly.
It's a little subtle play on Marvel's like, "Hey, this may not go our way, but we had a fun time making it." So, I'm all on board for movies that do that.
Absolutely.
And I'm all on board for a superhero movie that is super tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah.
Has there been one? I mean, we've lately had the wave
Scott
of the...
Pilgrim?
I'm going to say it again. Well, yeah, that's a different thing, though.
But that's not an established...
Are you going...
No.
Are you going to get a McGritty sandwich?
Yeah, I was. But yeah, we've had the grit of late, which is fine. Like, the Dark Knight trilogy was fantastic. Actually, the only one I can think of would be the first Iron Man, maybe. Which was, it did take itself seriously to some degree, but it was very funny.
But it lent itself to Robert Downey Jr.'s sense of humor.
Yeah,
and
which
sarcastic.
is wonderful.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
he plays that role. I am an advocate of him in that role.
I assume that's his sarcastic sense of humor. That could just be good writing. I assume that has to do something with his personality, though. It's just too natural.
Based
for him
on
for it not to be.
his speeches or introductions at award shows, I think that's him. A lot of it.
Would you consider sort of a tongue-in-cheek film? And they weren't good films, but the Sam Raimi Spider-Mans, not really taking themselves seriously.
Yeah, they did not 100%, but I probably am as big a detractor of those films as you could have. I didn't think they were bad, but other than perhaps the second one with Alfred Molina, the great Alfred Molina, I wasn't really a big fan of
they
that
weren't.
trilogy at all.
This new Amazing... I haven't seen the newest one yet, but from what I saw, the first one, I like this new take on them. And hopefully Sony and Fox will get off their asses and make a joint operation with Marvel Studios.
Yeah, I'd like that.
We all want that, obviously. But next trailer up, Jackpot. It's a Scandinavian film. Don't know exactly what country it's from. Sort of
Norway,
looks like
I believe, actually.
Norwegian? Okay. It kind of reminds me of like a dark Coen Brothers sort of...
Yeah.
Maybe a mixture between that and...
Crime caper.
Yeah.
Honestly, I can only think of one word to describe how this movie looks. brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
I thought you were going to say gritty at first.
Wait, guys, it's gritty.
So, okay.
It's gritty.
Pretty much, okay, so if I understand the film correctly, it's about 4 guys. They're all really poor. They place a bet on a soccer game, and in the span of a second, they all become millionaires, and they're going to split the money 4 ways. But then they start thinking, if I kill one of the other people, that's a
Right.
larger cut for me. So it turns into this murder.
4-way.
Yeah.
Free-for-all situation.
Yeah.
Except they're not just clean-cut murders. They look
No.
like the most gruesome, horrible things you could imagine.
Yeah, they
Which is
look
totally
rough.
a Norwegian film if you even look back to like a Girl with a Dragon Tattoo.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Well,
Which I recently read that book trilogy and really enjoyed it, by
No,
the
they're
way.
very
Yeah.
good. It was hard for me
Too
to
bad
tell.
the author died. I would like more from
Too
him.
many cheeseburgers.
Yeah, that'll do
It
it.
was too hard to tell from the trailer because I was too busy reading because it wasn't in English. But no, it seemed like one would try to kill the other one, and the other two were completely oblivious to the situation, and like they were each trying to kill each other, but had no idea that the other ones were trying to kill other
No,
people.
yeah, and I really, really think that's a cool
a-
take on that
exactly.
situation.
The violence in it kind of reminds me of what you'd see in The Raid. Did you ever see The Raid?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, like just really, brutal's the right adjective, and you already used it. but-
Yeah, it's one of those films they don't cut away like
Yeah.
you would see in a lot of American films, which they do that. Is that going to
Yeah,
end it
works
for
for me.
trailer talk?
That ends it for trailer
All
talk.
right.
All right, guys, I think we're going to go balls deep on Julia Roberts. Working
Which
title.
is also a working title of a biography picture of Richard Gere. So,
Zing.
yeah, twofer.
So pretty much what Balls Deep is, we go through the filmography of actors, actresses, and directors. We talk about, from the beginning of the career, we talk about the good and the bad films. And then at the end of it, we give a ratio on what we think out of 10 their film rating is. So we're going to start at the very beginning of Julia Roberts, her breakthrough role. It was in a film called Mystic Pizza. It was about her. She was one of 3 waitresses that worked in a pizza parlor, and just their coming-of-age story, pretty much. Nothing really to say about that. You said you saw it as a kid, Brian.
I did. My only memory is that I got to eat ice cream out of a cup.
It must have been a thrilling story.
Yeah, that's all I have. I don't think my dad was wearing a shirt.
Well, this movie was made 3 years before I was born, and I have not seen it, so there's that.
Okay.
What year was it? What?
1988.
88.
We're looking at. So you were born in like 2009?
Roughly, yeah.
Okay.
You're a 90s baby?
91.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
No,
I need to go to bed.
it's getting late for you.
It is 8:45. It's getting to be
Yeah,
that time.
we're getting there.
Okay, God, I'm already going to go off on another subject real fast. So I'm getting ready to start grad school, and I have just had this like sinking feeling that my end result is going to be like a film professor.
Yeah.
Like just deep down, that's where I'm going to end up at, just teaching some 18-year-old fuckers about movies and shit.
Which would be great, except for the fact where you'll be homeless.
Well, there's that.
and the fact that you have to deal with 18-year-old
Fuckers, yeah. So
And you're married, so.
and there's that.
Yeah.
So I'm going through that, and I realized, okay, before the time that I'm 30, if I follow this career path,
We have like 15 years. You're fine.
shut up. I have 7 years.
Jesus Christ, I got 3.
Just drink your scotch. I have 6 months.
What I was gonna
Do
say?
you have any more scotch?
Actually, we finished it all off.
Oh, that's sad. It's because you sent it all to somebody else.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Thank you again, Rooster Teeth, for the nice reply on Twitter. We really do
We
appreciate,
do appreciate that. Yes. No, I realize that I will have incoming freshman students if I follow this path that will have been born after 9/11.
That's crazy.
How fucked up is that?
No, how about the fact that you're going to have students that were born in the new millennium?
That's
yeah,
true.
that's just. I don't even.
It's just I don't know. For me at least, even as a young kid, like 9/11 was such a big deal.
like, how could you also be a person not having experienced 9/11
exactly.
or
That-
Y2K panic?
Exactly. You're gonna read about it in a textbook, and it's gonna be like Vietnam War was for me. Like I have no idea what the fuck. I mean, yeah, it was a war, but like for people that lived it, it was completely different. You know.
Yeah, I remember exactly where I was.
All right, now back to Julia Roberts.
Yeah, unfortunately, we do have to go back
Austin's
to Julia
turn for
Roberts.
the transitional phrase of the day.
Yeah, so her next big film after that was Steel Magnolias. She'd only been working in Hollywood 2 years, and she's already got her first Oscar nomination.
I feel like this is what most people know her from.
Yeah,
from, like,
I do
her-
too.
At least at the beginning of her career.
Yeah. Well, the beginning of the career, yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. No, later on, there's definitely other movies.
Yeah,
Which
at
we'll
least
get
two.
to.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Dolly Parton hair salon film.
We're going balls deep. This is not a just the tip
Oh,
situation.
yeah, it's not just the tip, exactly. Then I think she does, the next film is the film everybody probably knows her from, that's Pretty Woman. Either that or Aaron Brockovich later on.
Yeah.
but she didn't win the Oscar first time around. And guess what? She's going to say, fuck it, let's try again. She doesn't win it here with Richard Gere either.
Did anyone else just not really like Pretty Woman?
Every guy on the planet.
I completely
Yeah,
agree with
so
Andrew,
It's the first movie about prostitutes.
Is it
I know.
okay? Is it okay to just say it's just not that good of a movie?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, the idea behind it.
I have money.
Sure. The idea behind it is not terrible.
Well, here's the deal. It's a rom-com.
Yeah,
And
I think that's where it
That's where it
fails.
begins and that's where it ends.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, like on the scale of like horrible to good, rom-coms always just are like, eh. They're
Yeah,
somewhere in the middle.
exactly.
They can either be, or they can be, eh. But
Yeah,
that's it. That's
that's
the
it.
range. There's never, aha, or, oh, fuck that shit. It's always somewhere in the middle.
Once in a while, there's a fuck that shit.
Well, that's true.
Once in a while.
Once in a while.
What's next we got here?
Oh, Flatliners.
Oh, Joe Schumacher. You silly bitch.
Oh, I can't wait to talk about this.
You
go
go right
for
ahead.
I liked
was Kiefer
Flatliners.
Sutherland, wasn't it?
Guys, I liked Flatliners.
You did too?
Yeah, I did.
We like a Joel Schumacher film.
Yeah, I really did like Flatliners. I thought it was pretty gripping. I thought the concept was good. Being able to like seg in and out of death.
Yeah.
I
was
liked
creepy.
it. I don't care. I liked it.
Yeah.
I don't
You
care
got
what any-
Kevin Bacon and was it Kiefer Sutherland in that
Yes,
too?
it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
Kiefer Sutherland was a big old butthole in that movie. Actually,
Yeah. Yeah. So
Of all the adult content we've had on this, he was just a
big
butthole.
old-
Yeah,
He
I'm
was
going
a
butthole.
just a
Butthole.
butthole.
Yeah.
Sometimes the childhood insults are the most effective.
Hey, sometimes you have to go balls deep in butthole.
Yep.
I'm gonna scoot over my
Anyway,
bench
Sleeping
here.
with the Enemy is the
Yes.
next movie on the list.
That's kind of a segue, I suppose.
Yeah.
You see what I did there?
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
She plays a woman in an abusive relationship. She fakes her own death to fool her husband. Pretty decent film.
It's all right.
Yeah. You saw it too? Okay.
Yeah, I did.
I'd give it a 6.5, 7 out of 10.
She screams a lot.
I'd probably go 5.5, 6, but
Yeah.
with 5 being my average, an average,
Okay,
it's
fair enough.
solid.
I give on average film. I give him a 7, like a C. I give him a school grade.
So you have like a different scale
Yeah,
than
yeah.
I do.
I give-
See, 5 is average for me.
yeah,
like
right in the middle. See, 5, 6 is I do a school grading scale like 5,
Which I get
50% failing, D, C,
Yeah.
B, A. So
Which
But
that's-
yours actually makes maybe a little bit more sense.
it does make more sense.
yeah.
It's just it's what I'm used to.
Because the
that's how I-
top gets so heavy, and
Yes.
like now we're going like 9.1,
You don't want to.
9.2.
I don't feel
9.6.
like you need to have that many digits you don't use. So it's for
That's-
me.
that's true
And
because-
to pimp myself out, I have a website, imdbrian.com.
He does.
If anyone wants to go to it and
That's
read movie, TV, and music reviews, you can do that. But yeah, I like to. 5 is average, kind of for my baseline.
I think another reason why I give like average films 7s is because I guess I'm like a sucker for like feeling sorry for people because a lot
Yeah.
of work goes into making.
Oh,
it.
no, just
it
a
doesn't-
ton.
It doesn't
Yeah.
matter
Just
how
look
good
at the credit list in a movie. How many names are on that thing?
Yeah.
And whenever
it's a big fucking
whenever you
project.
see that much money and that much heart and soul going into a movie, and then all you can say for it is it sucks. Or I'm
Yeah.
gonna give it a 5 out of 10. I'm
Well,
like,
I mean, I'll spend 1,000 words telling you why it sucks, but
Yeah.
that's almost worse.
yeah. So that's Sleeping with the Enemy.
Wait, did you want to, Andrew? Did you want to talk about Joel Schumacher some more?
Yeah, I'm
I
dying.
thought you did.
Joel Schumacher, you silly bitch. It's not a sci-fi movie that Joel Schumacher did. It's just a weird, romantic, sad film. This woman, she's in a relationship with her boyfriend's like, this isn't going anywhere, so I'm going to date this guy who's going to die in a year of blood cancer. See how that works out for
The
me.
most obvious title to a film you'll ever have.
Yeah,
Dying
why?
Young.
Actually, I don't even. Have you guys seen this?
Dying Young.
Yeah,
I just saw the trailer.
I have actually seen this movie.
Is it as bad as...
It is not that bad.
Really?
Yeah, it's like fairly average. Also, like some. I actually really liked the idea of that kind of ephemeral love, like the idea of putting yourself into something you can't win, because you're going to invest yourself fully for that amount of time. So that was interesting to me. Title's horrible.
You know what? No, the title's horrible. I do agree with what you just said because, oh God, I'm going to make myself sound really stupid. There is one and one only Nicholas Sparks movie. I know. You almost spit your fucking beer laughing at me right now. Okay, Nicholas Sparks, I'm sure you all know, is like the girliest writer of all time. Every romantic movie
Did
you've
you
ever
know
seen.
he actually, like, his writing process, he sits down at his desk every day, He writes on a typewriter. So he has a typewriter. He has a typewriter on his desk, and he puts on his suit. He doesn't wear pants, and then before he sits down, he slides a dildo up his ass. And that's what he does every day.
I was following every word of that like it was completely serious.
No, none of that's true. None of that has anything to do with anything.
Oh. Okay, back to my original point. I hate every Nicholas Sparks movie basically ever made. There's one that I actually don't mind too bad, and that's A Walk to Remember. It's one
I have not seen that.
If you're ever forced, if your girlfriend or wife's ever like, we must watch a Nicholas Sparks movie, but I'm letting you choose. If that ever happens,
That's the one to go with.
I'd go with that too.
A Walk to Remember.
I did have a mid-2000s crush on Mandy Moore.
Exactly, I did too.
So,
especially when she was on Scrubs.
oh yeah, and they stole the
that.
Seinfeld joke in that episode. The saying, yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Saying you think something's funny rather than laughing.
Yeah. Essentially, it's the same like concept though. Mandy Moore has cancer, and the guy knows she's gonna die, but falls in love with her anyway.
But she still looks like Mandy Moore the whole time.
Still looks like Mandy Moore the whole time.
All right, I'm in.
Worth it. Christian.
I'm in.
Yeah,
she's super Christian, and so she's like wearing like overalls a bunch. But
I don't like that. Is there anything on under the overalls?
Probably.
If you're truthful here, I'm in. This
will
be a walk I will remember.
A walk to the cold shower.
Yeah. A walk to the Kleenex box.
All right, moving on.
Hook. Roofie. Oh, this was the film of my childhood.
Me too, actually.
Yeah,
this was a big central. I would, and I'm actually curious for both of you on this. Not to go too far off into the ether here, but films of your childhood, just a couple.
Is it a film that we were?
No.
Okay.
Films you grew up with, whether or not they were of that time,
Okay,
like
then,
that you just watched a lot when you were young.
Probably the original Star Wars trilogy, Indiana Jones.
You are verbatim saying mine.
Yeah,
but we're like 2 years apart.
The original
so
Ninja Turtles film.
Honestly, I'm right there with you. I had a lot of older cousins.
Yeah.
So Indiana Jones, Ghostbusters,
Jurassic Park. I saw in a theater when it came out on the day.
Those all were
when I was
for me.
When I was really young, there was a film we watched every single day. It was called Ricky Tikki Tavi.
I've seen that. The mongoose kills.
The mongoose kills the cobras.
I really don't want to spoil it for you, but
no. Okay, honestly, there's one film series that definitely defines my childhood, and that is the Mighty Ducks series.
Mm-hmm.
That is my childhood to a T right there.
But Emilio Sheen at his finest.
Rufio. Okay, but Hook. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Hook is great.
Julia Roberts was nominated for a Razzie. She was Tinkerbell. It doesn't matter. That movie's fucking great.
Dustin Hoffman. Dustin Hoffman.
He doesn't even look like Dustin Hoffman.
No.
It took me a while.
He looks
to
like
realize
Tim
who that
Curry.
A very ugly version of Tim Curry, which redundant.
It's really hard for me to like a movie that Robin Williams is in, and I really liked Hook. I still do.
I actually like a lot of the bad. I like the bad Robin Williams, like Jumanji.
Jumanji. Oh dear God!
But I also
add one to my childhood.
Yeah, right me too.
But I also like this is going back to Steve Carell in Foxcatcher. I think comedic actors, they can play the best psychos. Because if you look at Robin Williams,
1 hour photo. What about World's Greatest Dad? Did you ever see that?
I did not see that. That was Steve. No, that was
Robin Williams. It's a Bobcat Goldthwait film he wrote and directed, and it's actually pretty good.
Scotch. All right, Hook.
Beer.
Hook, go see it. Next one up, Pelican Brief.
Real quick before you start Pelican Brief, Andrew typed out notes for all of us. Which he was great. I mean, he's very organized.
Are you talking about the fact that I actually wrote down I don't know much about this film?
No, you volunteered that yourself. Yeah, but I wanted to talk about how the Hook segment was supposed to end with "This movie's fucking bangarang," and you didn't.
You didn't even say it.
You didn't even do it, and also the fact that you weren't thinking like that'd be really funny if I ended it. You're like, I'm going to type that shit out.
Actually, I typed it down to say it. But then the scotch got in the way. But you saved the day. Hook is fucking bangarang.
It really is.
Okay, now going on to the Pelican Brief. I don't remember much about the movie besides it had Denzel Washington in it.
That's all I remember, which is weirdly what I remember about a lot of movies.
Yeah. The Denzel Washington was in it. I feel like there's a lot of movies like
They're all the same.
Yeah, no, I can see that. Real fast, going back to that last one, because you mentioned the Razzie, and I think Zach would like this. I think the only true A-list actor or actress to ever actually go on stage to receive a Razzie was Sandra Bullock.
Did she really?
She actually
For
went
All
there to
About
pick
Steve.
it up.
All About Steve.
Yeah, she
And
actually
she-
went up stage to take her award.
And while she
That's
was there,
awesome.
She handed out DVD copies to everybody in the audience.
Yeah.
of the
See,
movie.
that is how I would be if
That's
I were
exactly,
ever. Yeah, that is incredible.
The reason I bring this up is because Zach has always said that Sandra, like, he just does not like Sandra Bullock.
I like Sandra Bullock.
I do too, but he doesn't like anything she's in besides
okay.
maybe like Gravity. But he's just like, he does not like her. Honestly, like, and not that he doesn't like the movie she's in, he just doesn't like her as an actress, you know?
Yeah.
I'm in a lot of ways that way with Julia Roberts.
Really?
I can respect when she makes a good movie.
Yeah.
But as an actress, I just assume if Julia Roberts is in it, if I don't hear anything about it, that it's probably not going to be
Same
anything I
here.
like.
But as we're looking through the filmography here, I'm finding a lot of movies that I didn't really think about that I do
You actually
like.
don't mind.
Yeah.
You know what?
it's
It's not her
strange.
performance that does it for
No,
you. It's
it-
the movie as a whole.
Yeah.
Here's the thing that I find with Julia Roberts is her movies, when she does good, she goes all out and gives a bang out performance. Other movies,
A
they're-
Bangarang performance.
all of her other movies, they're not the most memorable on her by giving. I'm not going to linger on that.
So anyway,
Yeah, something to talk about. Her next movie, not really much to talk about.
That's my George Costanza moment. I'm going to leave the room now.
And we'll-
leave on a high note.
And then her next movie, My Best Friend's Wedding, isn't that her movie that made more money than any other?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Cameron Diaz was the best friend.
That's
And late
right.
90s Cameron Diaz,
Yeah,
holy shit.
fine.
Yeah, I remember when I first got internet. You're about to hear a divergence that really doesn't need to be recorded.
Yeah.
When I first got internet, it was 1997, and there were pictures of Cameron Diaz that had been leaked topless at the time. Anyway, one day,
Hands above the table. Hands above
one
the
day
table.
I stayed home from school. Anyway, our next movie is Conspiracy Theory.
Yep. The one where Julia Roberts, she fairly decent performance. She plays the assistant to the U.S. attorney, and we have Mel Gibson playing a crazy person.
Should have hinted at something.
Yeah, we knew back in '97.
I like Conspiracy Theory.
Yeah,
I thought it was
I-
really good for what it was.
it's one of
did
those
too.
movies I've seen the whole movie, but I've seen it in different parts,
Yeah.
like as it's been on TV.
I've probably seen that movie like 10
that's
times.
what I was going to say.
really.
Like, this movie is in syndication
Yeah.
on TV, on like TBS
All the time.
and shit all the time.
I want to make sure this is the right one. Mel Gibson, he like throws at conspiracy theories all the time, but actually
Yeah.
one of them is
One of
true.
them's
True,
right.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's the one. Okay,
And that movie's good. That's a really fun movie, and it's one that has a lot of rewatchability. Actually,
Yeah.
I just read ahead. to
don't
the
read
next
ahead.
one.
Dear God, don't read ahead.
I'll let you go ahead and read the next one.
No, read it verbatim as it's written on the
No, I
sheet,
know, I
Austin.
know, I
Read
know.
it. Yeah.
Notting Hill. This is every 50-year-old woman's favorite film ever.
In a world where you've reached menopause.
Oh, the story of a clunky Brit, Hugh Grant, falling in love with Julia Roberts, who plays a movie star. It's just another film about love breaking class barriers.
That's all it is.
Yeah. It's one of those. Anyway, I just don't have. Notting Hill, I fucking watched that.
I did too.
I just
And
read
I'm
that first
gonna-
line.
We
I'm
all
gonna-
watched that? Is
I'm
that
going to
real?
say one thing about
It's
that movie.
not good.
I will say one good thing about the movie: the soundtrack.
I don't remember it.
It had a lot of like old, like Bill Withers and stuff on
Okay.
it. So that's why I liked it.
Have you all seen The Wild Thornberrys, the Nickelodeon show?
The show, yeah, I never saw the movie.
I did see the show.
All right. Take Nigel, the dad.
Are you gonna say that's Hugh Grant?
That's fucking Hugh Grant. Put black
It is.
hair on him.
And a
He's
mustache.
fucking Nigel
That's
Thornberry.
Hugh Grant with fewer prostitutes.
Next movie, Erin Brockovich, Third Time's a Charm. She finally won an Oscar. Movie's pretty decent. A lot of people hype it up to more than it really is, in my opinion.
Yeah, I actually on an old when I first started having a blog. This is when the internet became a thing. I reviewed movies a little bit. This was in like when I was in college, so the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Very old. I wrote a review of Erin Brockovich because I, for some reason, felt the need to see it again. And I still kind of stand by my sentiment there. I gave it like a 6.5 out of 10, which on my scale is above average. And
That's perfect.
I like it. I think it's very solid. I think it's a little preachy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think of my opinion, this is not her best film
No,
that she's made.
no.
But I think this is one of her stronger, like, individual performances.
I think
I'd say it's her
might know
strongest individual performance.
Which I think is why she got the Oscar for
Yeah.
it. But as far as in a total film, this is definitely by far not my favorite one she has been a part of.
I think I know what your favorite film is, and I'll guess at it when we get there.
Okay, well,
Yeah, I think we should talk about
almost there.
after we're done. We should each name our favorite Julia Roberts film, whether or not it's our favorite, maybe our favorite film and performance
Okay.
Okay,
separately.
fair enough.
All right.
Making
so,
up rules as I go along.
Hey, I'm down with it.
I'm like the most intrusive guest.
You know what?
We'd love to have you,
we're,
Brian.
we're so having you back. This has been amazing.
Oh, I'll do this whenever I can do it.
Okay. Next film up, The Mexican. Hands down the most average movie of all
It is
time.
so average. That's exactly the
Perfect
right.
description.
Yeah, you watch it and you're like, I watched a movie.
Yeah, that's exactly a
Yeah.
movie. It is a
Yeah.
movie.
It's like that wasn't a complete waste of 2 hours.
Yeah.
No.
But
Well,
it wasn't
well,
a waste either.
Well, let's be honest. That wasn't a complete waste of 4 hours because you only see it on TV now
Yeah, exactly.
with at least like 5 or 6 commercials.
You won't even find it in like the value bin at Walmart.
You used to find that.
Yeah.
It used to actually be.
But nobody bought it.
It
because
used to
it's
be
too
in those
average.
2-packs. You know, the 2-packs for like $6.97.
Yeah,
They used
yeah.
to have at Walmart.
Was it a Brad Pitt 2-pack or Julie Roberts?
It was you could get it in either. It was up to you.
It was probably for Ocean's 11 because it was both of them.
Yeah.
Speaking of
I
Ocean's
shit
11,
you not that it was for Ocean's.
Was it
I
really?
I believe you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ocean's 11. This is the one I'm guessing. This is your favorite Julie Roberts film, not
Yeah.
your favorite performance.
Not my favorite performance, my favorite Julie Roberts movie. Yes, it would be.
It's a
Ocean's
lot of
11.
fun.
Yeah.
I
It is
mean,
a lot.
if you do like, not that she's bad in it, but take her out. Look at that cast. Come on.
Does anyone else have like a weird perversion where they like want to see George Clooney and Julia Roberts have sex? Because I do.
I
I
can't
do.
say that thought has ever crossed my mind.
I feel
Till
like I
now.
would feel power. I don't know. I don't know why.
It's just like some A-list celebrity shit right there.
Yeah, it says I would feel like I was on the inside. No pun intended.
They have sex and just like millions of dollars starts pouring out of her
Yeah, just-
vagina. So I was not supposed to be
I
that
have
graphic,
brought
I'm
this
sorry.
to a halt.
With a movie like Ocean's 11, this is what I wrote down. It's really hard to stand out in a film like this whenever there's so many A-list actors, but it does kind of help when you're literally the only woman in the film.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This, for me, I think I gave it an 8 out of 10.
I can see that. It was.
So
By the way, out of the three of them, the recent Oceans trilogy, which was your favorite?
It's a toss-up between 1 and 2, but I am going to go with 1.
mine is 1 as well.
One here too.
Yeah.
yeah,
What-
They're
which-
all good. The third one was my least favorite, but I'm not saying it was a bad film.
yeah.
So which one was where she played the movie star? Because that wasn't the
That
first
was number 2, the one where she ran into Bruce Willis. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. That
And-
was
because
number 2.
that's not on the list, but she's also on that.
Yeah. Well, it's not. I just didn't have time to type it up.
Oh god damn it, Andrew.
Ocean's 11 was really just a generalization.
Exactly.
To
Yeah.
Oceans.
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
So we'll skip over Ocean's 12 and Ocean's 13.
13.
They're all good movies. Okay. Confessions of a Dangerous Mind. Fun movie. It was, from what I remember, this is Sam Rockwell's first big movie.
That's what I remember from this movie, Sam Rockwell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
George Clooney directed it, and I think he wrote it. I'm not for sure.
I think he did
They were
actually.
totally
Okay.
banging offset.
Him and Sam Rockwell.
Exactly.
Nice.
Now that's a point.
I'm a really big Sam Rockwell fan.
I am too.
So you've seen Moon, right?
Moon is my favorite Sam Rockwell movie.
It
That's one
used
of my
to be
fa-
my favorite Sam Rockwell.
That's one of my favorite sci-fi movies. of
Oh,
all time,
it's
probably.
just that is hard ass sci-fi.
Yeah.
It's so good.
You know who made that movie? That was David Bowie's son who directed
Yeah.
Moon.
Yeah,
But my favorite
course
Sam
it
Rockwell
was.
movie, yeah, probably Seven
Starman.
Psychopaths.
I like
that
Seven
was a
Psychopaths.
very good movie. Yeah.
Okay, back to Julia Roberts. After Confessions of a Dangerous Mind, we have Closer. You two have seen this movie,
Yeah.
so I'll let you guys go ahead with this
This
one.
is my favorite movie that Julia Roberts has ever been in, actually. I think it is a very honest examination of a failed relationship, and it's really hard to watch at times. There is infidelity in it and kind of deception, and not of a cinematic variety, but part of it's very realistic, and some of the things they say to each other that are very truthful and hurtful just resonate. And Julia Roberts actually has one of the best lines in that movie, which I will not say, but just watch it.
That was a super thoughtful analysis.
Thank you.
And looking back, I have never seen this fucking movie.
This is the one where Natalie Portman and Clive Owen were both nominated for Oscars.
I totally thought I'd seen this movie. I was looking at it. Sure haven't.
Not it.
Nope.
Jude Law, Natalie Portman, Clive Owen, and Julia Roberts.
Yep.
Seems interesting. Have not seen it.
Great movie. Great movie.
I will have to put
I'm
that
gonna
on
have to
my
look it
list.
up. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Wow. I really, really like this movie.
Well, unfortunately, after that, she
depressing.
did both Aunt Bully and the live-action version of Charlotte's Web.
Are we going to talk about those at all? Probably not.
I'm just mentioning them so we
Okay.
get them. So the next movie after that I really like, and this is my favorite movie that she was in, not her best performance, Charlie Wilson's War. The one with Tom Hanks and Philip Seymour
It's
Hoffman.
very solid.
All about Philip Seymour Hoffman in that movie.
which was why it was awesome.
Yeah.
If you have not read the book,
I haven't.
go. It is a great.
But I
read.
would.
It is a very, very good read. Read that book, Charlie Wilson's War, same title. It's obviously based on a true story. And honestly, I think I learned more about U.S. history from that book than I did in any history class I ever took.
Okay, after that, there's a bunch of movies that are either shit or I don't know, so I'm just going to list them off. Stop me, guys, if you listen or hear any that you'd like to talk about. We have Fireflies in the Garden,
Nope.
Duplicity,
Nope.
Valentine's Day,
Nope.
Eat, Pray, Love.
God,
I feel like
no.
that's one that I would have been made to watch at one point in time, but I have not.
Yeah, no, Eat, Pray, Love is the girlfriend-wife movie, isn't it?
I feel like that might be the one after you get broken up with. You sit down with the crate of ice cream and just gorge yourself.
Do you guys watch Curb Your Enthusiasm?
Every episode now and then, not religiously or anything.
So the last season, there was a scene that actually made me laugh until I cried, where the scene opens just in the middle of the episode with Larry and Jeff at dinner with their wives, and the scene opens with Larry David saying, "How much money would it even take for you to see Eat, Pray, Love?" And then Jeff's like, $5,000? Like that being the amount that it would take to even physically subject yourself to watching that.
Apparently, she loved doing triple verb films because after Eat, Pray, Love, she did Love, Wedding, Marriage. Well, I guess that's marriage is a noun. Like it could be.
Yeah, you can't marriage someone.
Yeah.
I'd marriage you so hard.
I'll marriage you till you're dead.
Okay. Larry Crown.
I saw Larry Crown.
That's
Not good.
Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very average.
And then a truly shitty movie, Mirror, Mirror.
Didn't see that.
Oh, I
Didn't want to.
Unfortunately, have, and it is fucking horrible.
If you're going to see a Snow White movie, and this sounds really dumb, see Snow White and the Huntsman. I actually...
You just suggested a Kristen Stewart movie.
Also, I have a weird Kristen Stewart thing.
Fetish or...
Like, I like Kristen Stewart.
Like
Have you
her as
seen-
an
have you
actress or
seen-
like her physically?
I like her physically and sometimes as an actress.
She looks way too strung out for me. But
maybe it's just that I feel like strung out women would like me.
Like I'm
I
strung
don't-
out and desperate.
Yeah, I like I'm strung out and desperate. But also, Adventureland was really good.
I did
That
like
was very
Adventureland.
good.
Did you
that
guys
was
see it?
very
Yeah,
good.
I really liked that movie.
She was also in Into the Wild, and she didn't look too bad.
She was in that. Yes,
She was in it.
she was in that.
Mirror, Mirror, totally shitty if you were going to see it. Like I said, Snow White and the Huntsman. Then after that, this is my second favorite Julia Roberts movie, and that's August Osage County. Just came out
Which
last
I have
year.
not seen.
Yeah, I haven't either.
Was it nominated for Best Picture, or was
No.
it just nominated for actors and actresses?
Meryl Streep and Julia Roberts
Were
both got
nominated.
nominations.
Okay, and they both lost to what's her face?
More worthy competitors.
Um,
Kate Blanchett won,
and from 12 Years a Slave.
It was Kate Blanchett.
yeah, Lupita Nyong'o.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah. No, she was a supporting actor. Oh,
yeah, which
Yeah,
is
Julia
Julia
Roberts.
Roberts.
She took
Okay,
Julia
okay.
Roberts'
I thought they
nomination.
were both up for lead in that.
No, it was Meryl
No.
Streep and
Okay. It's a really good movie. It hits home on every single family issue you can imagine, so you kind of feel connected to it
Yeah.
in some way. So you have like
I would like to see it.
dysfunctioning like entire family, like that's my family. You can say that about at least one part of the film. I definitely go recommending seeing it. After that, we have The Normal Heart. It's a new television show she has, maybe a TV film.
it's a TV movie on HBO.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mark Ruffalo's in
Oh,
that.
that's the HBO film.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got like every actor.
Yeah. Just another reason for me to say Mark Ruffalo out loud.
It's just a fun name.
Not just in my head.
It's got
You guys
Matt
want to go
Bomer,
balls deep on Mark Ruffalo next?
Yes, I do.
possibly.
Okay. Let's go
We'll find out.
All right. So after that, she has a whole bunch of movies coming out. I'm just going to list them off.
Does she? Mine only says one.
Second act, Untitled Ryan Murphy Project, A Flowering Evil, Youngblood, which I hope is about the car dealership. Happiness Sold Separately. Hot House Flowers and Paranormal Housewives.
That one cannot be real.
That can't be
Can
real.
Paranormal Housewives really be a real
That's
movie?
gotta if it is a real movie,
Cameo.
I can believe it's a real movie. But how is Julia Roberts like,
involved in it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll totally be on Paranormal Housewives.
If it was one of the Wayans brothers, maybe, but not
maybe,
Julia Roberts.
maybe.
Cameo, that's all I can say. But other than that, I think, okay, for Austin, out of 10 ratio, good Julia Roberts films. And then after that, we're going to talk about her best performance. Or do you want to do that first?
Well, best performance, God, that's hard now. Best performance, you have to go Erin Brockovich for me. I mean, she won the Oscar. That says a lot right there. Because I have a feeling, as smart as I am, those people probably know more about movies than I do. That's probably the reason I'm wrong every time I do the freaking Oscar thing. I think that's probably her best performance. And it's one that when it comes on, I'll still sit down and watch it. Just to watch her performance. So I'll go with that first.
Okay, Brian?
Unlike Austin, I have a palpable arrogance that only comes with age, and I believe I know more than the Academy. My favorite performance of Julia Roberts' career was no
Fuck you, Razzies.
was in Closer, and that is also my favorite film that she was in.
That's your favorite Julia Roberts film?
Easily, actually.
Okay.
But if you're giving me, you said you wanted like a success rate, basically, on her career. I'd say 6 out of 10.
That's exactly what I gave her. Favorite performance by her is in August Osage County. She, not alone, she kind of steals this film from Meryl Streep, which is kind of hard to do.
My sister said that too, and she watches a lot of movies, and she said the same thing after she saw it.
Yeah. They're both really good, but whenever you can go toe-to-toe with Meryl Streep, your performance is pretty good.
I didn't give my ratio. I'm going to go slightly lower. I'm going to go 5 out of 10.
5 out of 10?
But
it's more realistic, but
I
give her the
mentioned this
benefit of the doubt.
earlier. I mentioned this earlier. I'm just not a big Julia Roberts fan. And so for me, she had more like a mountain to climb to really get over that halfway point. And I haven't seen a good chunk of these movies, mostly because they're not my type of movies.
Yeah, there's a lot of them you're not going to carve time out for.
Exactly. So maybe her ratio could be higher, but I'm going to say it's probably a good thing I haven't seen it, or it could be lower. I'm just saying, because of the type of movie she's in and my overall feeling towards her. So, 5 out of 10.
All right, well, that was 3 guys going balls deep on Julia Roberts' working title.
3 dudes at once.
Yeah. So I think that's going to end it for the podcast, guys. Brian, do you want to plug your podcast?
Sure.
Go for it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm Brian Vaughan. My friends and I, run a baseball website called stangraphs.com. We have a baseball podcast called The Backup Catcher. If you're into baseball or just people being weird and drunk, which you must be if you listen to this, then check us out. We are on the internet like everything else. And it's been a pleasure being here. Hopefully I can do this again.
Absolutely. We are definitely having you back. Okay, so this is something weird I've noticed, and I'm just curious about this. Why the fuck do we have such an odd ratio of view counts when it comes to our YouTube videos? The first one has 301 views.
Which is the thing where it gets stuck on 301.
It gets stuck on 301.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But
yeah.
then after
So they're verifying that we're not fake as fuck, basically.
Yeah.
So our next video after that has 2,800, and I'm like, holy shit, that's amazing. Then our next video has 44 views.
Yeah, everybody was like, well, they watched the second one, and they were like, you know what, fuck this.
That's exactly what happened. Video 4 is 700 views, then 600 views.
So like maybe.
600 views, 600 views, 1,500 views, 1,600 views, 600 views, 8 views, 8 views.
Get on it,
Yeah.
bitches.
Finally, people gave up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like what I should have done in Weeds.
Oh, right. So we have one last question brought to us by Mr. Brian Vaughan. Why don't you take away? By the way, this episode is going to go way longer than an hour. Your treat. So, Brian, take it away.
Also, suck it. But anyway, I wanted to discuss briefly, as is my prerogative, television shows that we've all watched the duration of, like the entire run of the show, that we know we absolutely should not have. Either due to poor quality or... Well, really, poor quality is the thing. I mean, these could be things we were forced into by our wives or girlfriends. These could be things
that opens up a whole new world.
These could be things we weirdly got addicted to, but no, we shouldn't have been. So, Andrew, you want to start?
Well, I think you know why I'm. You say that.
Yeah, I know, and I will corroborate your evidence.
Okay, so the show I've chosen that I know is just a bad show, but I watched every single one of. That's True Blood. There's nothing good about the show. It's overacted. It's a terrible story, and the plot and everything is just so crazy. But I think that's the reason why I keep watching this, because it's so over the top. You're like, it can't get any crazier. What's going to happen next week?
What monster will Sookie fuck next?
Yeah, that's another reason why I watch it.
I kind of want to go last because I can totally one up all your
Okay,
choices.
you can go last.
All right, go for
All right, you said you can add on to True Blood.
I'm going to add on to True Blood by saying, yes, it's absolutely a subpar television show. I do think the first couple of seasons had some good plot writing. Beyond that, what is everyone doing? The last season ended, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, I don't know. Who gives a shit? Eric caught on fire, and Sam's mayor. Woo! Finger up your butthole.
That was hands down the worst season
Yeah,
finale.
it was
ending of all time.
horrible.
I will say, okay, the new trailer for the final season, if you take out all the scenes with Anna Paquin, that looks fucking good. I want to watch
That sounds
it.
like the whole show.
That is,
But
I take Anna Paquin. You might have a decent
Except for
show.
the parts where she's topless. You can leave
those
in.
parts are fine.
But where she talks, take them out.
But I
I just want to kick a field goal
the
every
other
single time she
show-
opens her mouth.
okay.
God.
My next thing I'm going to say now.
Cheap tooth joke. Count it.
Woo! My next thing I'm going to talk about, my show, because I'll add to Andrew's, but I wanted to submit my own. I watched 8 seasons, 8 24-episode seasons. That is a lot of television of Desperate Housewives.
Okay, maybe I cannot one up you. That might
That
have been
is-
the worst thing I've ever heard in my life.
Okay.
That is a real thing.
I'm going to ask a question.
Yeah.
Were you forced to watch this?
Yes.
Okay, you were forced to watch
Yeah.
this.
No. Hold on. It gets worse. I was forced to start watching it.
Oh, God, no. No.
I was at the time in my early 20s. I was only doing freelance writing. I didn't have to go to a job, right? So I was writing from home, and my wife at the time was watching. That makes me sound sad already. So watching Desperate Housewives on the TV and on Netflix, right? So I was listening to it, not even watching it, as I was typing, like I'm writing articles. And then slowly I was like, I wonder what fucking Carl's gonna do. You know, like it was like a whole thing, and I was like, yeah, just Terry Hatcher's on this. I really thought I wanted to put it in her in Adventures of Superman, Lois and Clark. So I all of a sudden became interested. And then I got to a point, the first season ended, and she was like, oh no, this is really interesting. And I was like, I don't know, whatever. Anyway, somehow that spiraled into me watching all of it, sometimes alone. Anyway, Austin, do you want to go? I'm very sad.
I'm just going to...
Okay.
That took a lot of courage, my
Yeah,
friend.
no,
it
it
did.
did. This is like an AA meeting.
It really is. Except for all the beer cans and beer bottles.
No, it's like an AA meeting where everyone drinks.
It's an ASA meeting, Awful Show Anonymous.
Yes.
Okay, well, I thought I had a really bad one, and it is really horrible, but I don't think it's quite that bad.
Is it anything on HGTV?
No, those are amazing shows.
Okay.
You hold your tongue. No, okay. So ABC Family makes some pretty shitty shows.
Yes.
There's
yes, they
one
do.
my wife made me watch called Pretty Little Liars.
Oh, my
Oh,
God.
no. Oh, no.
Actually, you might be winning.
Yeah.
I'm quite up to date with that one.
Yeah, I think you're winning.
I'm off by about a season, but I'm pretty close. See, the thing is, I'm not quite up to date, so I didn't know if that went all the way with all 8 seasons, every single episode. Of
Oh
Desperate
no,
Housewives.
make no mistake.
but
You've
you're-
gone all the way.
But I think I might have one worse because I
Oh
was.
my God.
I know. I was not technically forced to watch this one. Technically,
This
it was done for the female persuasion, but it was not by force.
I just thought of another one as soon as you're done. And I will win.
All right, this TV show stars. Wait for it. Chad Michael Murray.
Oh my God.
It's essentially a soap opera called One Tree Hill.
Oh my God.
Theme song by Gavin DeGraw.
Did you Oh my God. You just said the worst part. Did you watch all of that?
Well, okay, I didn't know this until a few months ago. Apparently, it's actually still on TV.
No, that's not possible. That was on before I was born.
No, it is still on, but most of the main characters apparently aren't there anymore.
Yeah.
But I have, up until an unrealistically recent point of time, I've actually seen all the episodes.
Wow.
I honestly thought the show ended because all the characters left. I was like,
I thought it ended because why would it not have ended before it began?
that too. But apparently, it
Begun?
still goes on. But yeah, I've watched a lot of those as well. So that's my dirt
Andrew,
on the
can you
table.
trump One Tree Hill?
I can.
I
I think I can anyway.
We will see.
My show, yours was on ABC Family.
And then One Tree Hill was on.
Unless you say 2.5 Men, I don't
CW,
know that
maybe.
you can.
My show was on MTV.
Oh, no.
And I said
Oh,
True
no.
Blood. True Blood starred a girl named Sookie.
Oh, no.
Well, this other show
I'm
I've
gonna
seen
leave
every
now.
single episode of starred a girl called Snooki. I saw every single episode of Jersey Shore.
So I'm going to take over for Andrew going forward on the CE podcast.
Thank you.
Okay, can I? And I chose.
No, you cannot defend this. Don't even
I
try.
will defend this, and I will defend this for reasons why. I knew it was an awful show. The reason I watched it is because it was so bad. It's
I
sort of
get
like,
that. I do get that.
Okay, well, I heard a lot of people say, "Well, I just watched it because it made me feel better about my life." I'm like,
No, it wasn't that.
I don't know if I believe you or not.
Yeah, I think you just were on your couch at the right moment, and
I think you just want to know there's as shitty people out there as you are.
Yeah.
It
Not
sounds.
you, of
It
course.
sounds weird. The reason why I watch it is because I enjoy seeing humans at their lowest. It's like watching Darwinism.
Okay, no.
So if Andrew ever runs for president, for God's sake, don't vote for the guy.
What?
No, this is great. Okay, so we were working on a car show earlier today, and we're sitting behind the booth or whatever, and we see this little kid. He's probably like 4. And his mom has like 3 other kids she's fucking with.
Yeah, of
And this
course.
little kid
She's fucking with your kids, man.
fucking with her kids, man. We're in South Missouri. That's what you do. So this kid's playing with the fucking like extension cord by the outlet,
Yeah,
and I'm like, oh, this is gonna end
as
badly.
he is wont to do.
As kids want to do. I was like, this is not gonna end well. And Andrew just comes to me. He's like, you know what that is right there? I'm like, what? He's like, Darwinism at its finest. I was like, all right,
The strongest survive, man.
That's true.
yeah.
all right.
I'm going to
all
real
right.
quick tell one more story. This is just dragging on, but I hope
Honestly,
you're all
this is
enjoying
going to
it.
be the longest podcast.
So-
But it's going to be the best podcast.
I once, in elementary school, this kid slept me this book of Darwin Award winners, right?
Yeah.
So this is not stuff I'm supposed to be reading at this time, but I read a lot of books. I read Jurassic Park when I was 7.
Michael Crichton, bro.
Yeah, Michael Crichton, tall, dead son of a bitch. So, well, he's not that tall anymore because his skeletal structure
But he is
shrinks
just
after
as
death.
dead.
He's
If not
just
more
as dead as he's ever been.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he might be more dead every second than he's ever been. But anyway, so I'm reading this Darwin Awards story collection, and this is in relation to Darwinism at its finest. And I read a story about this teenage kid who he and his friends went to the zoo, right? So they go to the zoo with a tub full of super glue, and the kid jumps over the fence because his whole idea at this point is, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get in the rhino cage, and I'm going to put super glue on the rhino's ass, and the rhino is going to sit down and not be able to get up. So, and they're drunk, you know, because they're stupid teenagers. So the kid goes in the rhino cage and just takes the tub of super glue. He climbs over and he slathers his hands with super glue and slams them on the rhino's butthole. You know, just all over it.
There's no
All
way
over the
this
rhino's
is
ass.
true. There's
So, no, I don't think so either, but it was in the Darwin Awards book, Andrew.
That means it's true.
The level of truth, I don't know. So the rhino is pissed, right? But the rhino's also scared because he's like, who's this guy gluing my ass? So the rhino shits out of paranoia, and the guy drowns in the rhino's feces.
I hope this is true.
I really, sincerely need this to be true.
On that note, maybe we should like wrap up. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
will
no.
say
Oh,
one-
rhino feces.
Rhino's feces.
We'll be back next
and
week.
We'll be back.
I
Yeah.
will, I will end it on a better note than that. Speaking of Michael Crichton, Chris Pratt, going back to him,
Yeah.
he's going to star in the new Jurassic Park film,
I saw that. I love
Jurassic
that.
World.
I like
Yeah.
that. I
Okay.
like that casting.
And it's directed by the same gentleman who directed Safety Not Guaranteed.
Which is, by the way, a movie I in the future would love to talk about.
Have you've seen
Absolutely.
it then?
It's a great movie.
I really love that
enjoy
movie.
that movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's a great way to end the podcast right there.
On a
Yeah.
positive note.
Yeah, on a positive note, talking about Jurassic Park. That was the movie from my childhood. I don't know if I mentioned or not.
Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
You did mention
If I remember, that may be one of the first movies I saw in theater.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
Probably. Yeah.
Thank you guys for joining episode 13 of the See It podcast. I think I said 14 earlier, but it is episode 13. We'll
Lucky
be back
number 13.
next week. Yeah, lucky number 13. Hands down, so far, my favorite podcast we've recorded. This has just been a blast. If you'd like to follow us on Twitter, you can follow us at CSEE_it_podcast. You can also it's all the alcohol. My mouth's full of saliva now.
Dick in his throat.
Yeah, dick
Anyway,
in my
go
throat.
ahead.
Speaking of Hep A.
We had to
One
have
more.
One more.
Okay. If you'd like to follow us on Facebook, you can find us at /The See It Podcast. We're also on YouTube at /See It Podcast. And you can also find us on iTunes in the link dump below. Thank you guys for joining us. This has been an absolute blast. We'll catch you next week. Thank you guys. Again, bye.
Later,
See ya.
kids.